Hello, I'm Rob. I have brick and mouth syndrome and apparently quite a hatred ingrained in my soul at this point of people eating just tuna when they go to festivals. So much so that after I thought what would have been a one and done festival food hacks video, I can't drop it. So, behind the camera we have Ash today. As 10-year professional chef, she can't do much to help besides get really good shots of what's going on. Hello, darling.
Hi.
Hello. Just proof that I haven't murdered her. So, I absolutely do despise the fact that people are eating protein bars and tins of tuna with a fork at a festival. You're supposed to be having fun. You can eat things that are fun without breaking the budget. So, let's use my 10 years of knowledge from the industry and feed you people. You can take things that are great and you can cook them on a barbecue and you can enjoy them. It doesn't just have to be miserable tuna and protein bars, I promise you. In this video, we're going to be doing some pork belly that I have had soaking in flavour for about 2 days now. I'll tell you what's on that. All of this can be frozen and taken with you and cooked on a barbecue from whatever state of frozen they're still in from your cool bag. You can eat good food for cheap, promise you. So the first main thing we're showing is just food parcels. You can prep up any sort of meat and veg, either together or separately, and just have it done. So you can just chuck it on the barbie, turn it a couple of times to make sure it's all right. And you can eat that, and it's great. I can't think of anything better than barbecued roast belly pork. To me, that says summer. So why wouldn't I want to take that to a field and make everyone jealous about how awesome that smells. So, let's show you how it's done. So you don't need much for this. Just to help protect everything, I'm using some greaseproof, tin foil to wrap it, and just the food. So starting off, it's just a case of whacking up a load of the veg. Doesn't really matter if it's thick, if it's thin, chunky, whatever. I'm just doing it this way because it's easy. And with mushrooms and onions, doesn't matter how much of it you have to put in, never overestimate them. As Steve Wallace says on his channel, they always shrink down. So have a load of them. Get more in there, get more on, and done. Plus, more people are going to want that bit. Or you're going to be more willing to share that bit, because once you get the meat done, or the main done, that'll be all yours. So be generous with what you're preparing. So onion has this brilliant ability with meat, where when it's cooked together, the onion helps soften the meat. So the science of it really does you a favour there, because there's nothing worse than getting barbecued meat and it being dry, tough and nasty. You want it to be something nice that you can really get into. What else do you really need in some sort of meal? Never a meal without potatoes. That's my Irish blood showing. Shut up. So, you know, again, these don't shrink down as much, but luckily new potatoes don't need as much doing to them as big potatoes. They don't need to cook for as long, just basically top and tail them so the heat and the moisture can get in and out and it'll cook. And don't worry, I am going to season this. We're not having just plain boring tuna and stuff in a tin. It'll be absolutely fine. And I can see you worried behind the camera there because I'm not looking as I'm cutting these. The fear on that girl's face is immense.
I don't want you to lose your fingers.
Darling, 10 years of doing this, I was having full-blown conversations with like 4 or 5 people in the kitchen when I was doing all of this. It's not an issue. This was something I would literally do every night to boil them off, so do not worry. Happy now I looked at that one?
Yeah.
And once you've got enough of them for the amount of people that you're doing it for, wrap it all up again in the greaseproof. If you are preparing this at the camp, don't worry about the oil situation. And it fits in with our budget again, because this You can get these for about £1 if you go B&M Home Bargains and the local cheapo shops. Just, you know, decent amount on. Sometimes I don't like being held at a certain angle, so you just got to really work it. Then once it's oiled up, chuck some seasoning on. Gonna stick to the basics, because I know not everyone has everything, not everyone's got a mental spice cupboard like I do. So just some salt. Get the pepper open properly. Decent amount of pepper. We've got some garlic pepper recently, so I'm gonna see what that's like. Be quite liberal with that. And basic, just oregano, whatever way you want to mispronounce that and butcher it, it's that. But yeah, herbs, spice-wise, just a handful, not that much. And just go liberal with it. And then it's just a case of me wrapping it up in a giant tinfoil bindle. See you in a sec. With the pork, it's all pre-seasoned overnight because I'm professional, so I've got some nice flavour soaked in there for when we're barbecuing this in a minute. So, a couple things with that. Keep those at the ends of the potato. You can chuck them in, it'll help sweeten it up. But they're going to go on top. That'll also help act as a heat barrier and protect it to stop it from burning. So, chuck them around. But the pork itself, this one is flavoured with cinnamon, cumin, salt, pepper, garlic salt, and a couple of other herbs and spices. I think I put some smoked hot paprika in it. Basically just going for a semi-Turkish, semi-sweet sort of pork flavour for the barbecue. You can, whatever, just pour some sauce on it. It doesn't matter, don't have to be as pretentious about it as I am. It's no big deal. I just thought I would go with something with a bit of cinnamon, because I felt like chucking an apple in with it. Probably a smart idea is actually use a suitable knife for this. I'm not, because, well, I'm overconfident and cocky. Now, because I've put all of this in greaseproof, I'm not chucking the onions in to help soften it and help keep it off of the foil. It's just me being lazy because I can. If you can't get hold of the greaseproof, chuck in some onions to help keep it off the foil. It saves it sticking, saves you worrying about burning it. Worth doing. Cool, right, so I'm just going to chuck this about and see what happens with it. You alright there, darling? Having fun with the new shoulder mount I bought?
Yeah, makes life easier.
It's a lot better than just using that GoPro and holding your hands and getting finger cramp.
Well, it was just a case that I'd have to go so far in with the GoPro, I was afraid my fingers would become one with the apples if I was to film this.
Yeah. I may have invested in a slightly newer camera.
Are we even going to be allowed to take this with us?
This one isn't pro equipment still. It just has some very fancy things inside of it that make it a little bit better than a crappy little action camera. So that will be a little bit of an advantage this year.
Yay!
Because anyone listening, you may have noticed the audio quality is a lot better now. Because the last couple of bands we saw, I think, blew the mic on the last camera. So that will be more of our walking, talking one. It can do us talking volume fine. It can't do bands fine. I may have screamed at this camera when everyone was out just to see how the audio sounded. Now, because I've put all of this in greaseproof, I'm not chucking the onions in to help soften it and help keep it off of the foil. It's just me being lazy because I can. If you can't get hold of the greaseproof, chuck in some onions to help keep it off the foil. It saves it sticking, saves you worrying about burning it. Worth doing. Right, and once they're all wrapped and bindled up, chuck them in the fridge, chuck them in the freezer. That's what I'm going to do now because I've got other videos to film. And we'll see what they look like when they're cooked. So, Grateful Helper should be here in a minute. Let's get some of this stuff out and see how it feels. And this meat. I can't wait to show you that in this one. Oh my god, it's beautiful. Cool. So you've already seen this on the oven video already, But now we're going to show you properly and have a taste of it all. Madam's going to help herself to potatoes, which are, oh, beautiful. That slid right in. Look at that colour. Look at that. Now, you tell me what you think about that, honey.
It smells awesome because it's potato. Oh my god, it's like butter. Oh, it's good. That's good.
I know, right? I knew it would be.
I'm really annoyed I've already eaten dinner.
Really good mushroom. See, I make beautiful food. Cat's eating his. Look at that little boy go. Cool. Right, now, come have a look at this beautiful pork. I'm going to cut it through the middle, like butter, to prove that is done. Now, we did leave it on there for a couple of hours, and you did see in the previous video that the embers weren't fully burnt through. Obviously, I ain't going to try and kill anyone that I live with. I like them. I'm going to let it go. This is brilliant. Let's have a lump of this. Look at that. Beautiful.
Vegans,
awesome.
look away.
Yeah, sorry about that, vegans. That is so soft and so... It just broke down in my mouth.
Could you spray it on a cracker?
Not quite. Ooh, there's a bit of kick to it. That's what I was looking for.
Would you put it in a taco?
Oh, easily. If you could get a couple of forks to split this all apart and shred it, it would be perfect. I would advise a bit more moisture, but yeah, all good. That's the sweetness I was looking for. Wow-wee. Right, there we go. You can have a roast dinner on a barbecue. I have proved it. It is easy. Oh, all that flavour's still like changing in my mouth. It's beautiful. I'm going to need a whiskey after this. It's like sex. Oh, stuff that I don't have very often. So that's it. Roast dinner in the barbecue. If you think this is the greatest thing in the world, hit like. Even if you don't, hit like. Just tell me I'm awesome. Hit like. Basically, if you like it, you know the drill. If you like it, hit like. If you dislike it, dislike it. Call me a cunt in the comments. Any other comments you want to chuck out, any other things you want to ask me, hit me up in the comments. I will respond. I'm not scary. This is amazing. You can cook anything on these barbecues if you use a bit of thought about it. See you next time.